Yeah. So yeah, he was contacting me. I was getting close with him. So me and you start doing these viral videos. We start collecting all of our friends. It's me and you. These freestyles. We got like Abdullah and who is it? Javid, like Rashid, all of our friends, right? And we would just start doing these freestyle videos, like the and like just, and everything was just going viral. And the term Deen Squad was the term of the group. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to call ourselves the Deen Squad. Like we're the gang, or the Muslims were cool. So Deen Squad was the term Deen Squad became from that group. You see what I'm saying? To be honest, I think Abdullah's the first one who ever even mentioned that name.
Well, I swear to God, it's very possible.
I think Abdullah was the one who just said Deen Squad. You know what I mean? It's like, it was sort of like Jay Dean's crew a little bit, but it's like Deen Squad. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing these videos, and then started coming along, our former manager, and he would be just part of it, and he would just, sometimes he would film the videos, he would come around, right? Because I was kind of close with him at the time. Like I saw him like, yo, this guy seems like a very, very nice guy. He's smart and stuff. So I kind of looked up to him, right?
Yeah, you did. Because it's the truth. You saw him as a father figure.
Yeah, no, for reference, what are the age groups of all three?
I was at the time, right?
Right.
So I met when I was 20 or 19. 20 or 19. I think it was 19. I think it was 19. And then Karter,
I was 22, I think.
Because you're 2 years older than me, right? You were about 22 and 29 at the time. So so me and we have a 10-year difference. So you can imagine I'm becoming so close with this person. So I'm looking up to him because I don't have a big brother. I only have one sibling, right?
And your dad lives in Alberta, right?
Yeah, and I didn't live with my father. I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up with my father most of my life, you know what I'm saying? So I never had that older brother or like a older man that I could really look up to. So he was that person for me, you know what I'm saying? So we became really close in that sense. And then we all just all kind of just came back together. You know, I think me and you, we just went to the studio where we were working with Chemist, right? We were working with Chemist.
Yeah.
And
we recorded Friday.
We recorded Muslim Queen. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think that was just based off of me and you wanting to do it.
He was not involved. So the former manager was not involved in this
again, he wasn't involved at the time in terms of like sitting down and orchestrating, like, oh, you guys have to go to the studio and record Friday.
This was us.
No, I remember. I think I reached out to Alan, who was our first videographer. Yes,
and I knew Chemist.
And you knew Chemist.
And then we were just literally working together.
We were just all working together. So this was under our, like, you know what I'm saying, our planning and our ideas, but it wasn't somebody doing it for us, or, you know what I'm saying? So the whole point is like, we started this idea of Deen Squad. This is a fact.
Yes.
Right?
So now, after all this work that we put in together in the initial stages, let's talk about what he did behind our backs. Right. And, at the time, we were naive.
Yeah.
So we gave him benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So what did he do that was like a red flag?
Right. So basically, when we started going viral, this is basically when Deen Squad became an official thing, right? When we became a band. Because I remember, and I also remember that when we were doing all these Fridays, these Muslim Queens and all these freestyles, it wasn't even like an official thing. It was just me and you, just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just being our own thing. But then when we came together and then our former manager came in the picture, he basically started Deen Squad Records. He registered Deen Squad Records. And to be honest, at the time, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He started the record label. That's super cool. This is my manager. I'm one of the biggest. I'm the biggest Muslim artist right now with my friend. We're going viral. We're super popular. I'm not thinking like equity and being a shareholder. That was never ever in my mind when we first started working together. I just wanted to make music. I just wanted to keep inspiring people. I just wanted to be very, active. You know what I'm saying?
So he registered Deen Squad as an entity and as a brand
Right.
under his own name and took 100% ownership of it without giving you anything and
Yeah.
without giving me anything.
that's-
And I remember that day where
Yeah.
he came to me and said, I registered it. And it was a red flag in my head. And I was like,
was I there when that happened?
I don't think you were with me, actually. We were driving together and he said it. And I felt uncomfortable at that point.
Right.
I'm like, why does he have 100% of it? But at the time, give him benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? I'm sure the guy is not a bad person. But we started to get to know him more and more. And we can talk about those.
I want to just say something for the audience.
Right.
Because this is your story. You guys know all the juice and everything. But for perspective for the audience, put yourself in the shoes of you talking to someone or building with someone who's 10 years younger than you. Like what they said, 30 and 20. A 30-year-old trying to lead on a 20-year-old. Think of that if you have anyone in your life who is a decade younger than you. It's so easy for you to take their hands and take them wherever you want to go. And that's why the youth is vulnerable. So if you have any malice in your heart or soul, you can take advantage of a young person so easily. So just have that in your perspective as you continue to listen to their story, because that's very important.
That's very true. That's deep. That's very deep. And so at some point when Deen Squad just came about and we all just became a team, we were coming very close with each other, right? But like you said, I trusted
with your life.
with my life, literally. With like, this is like literally like my older brother, like even like a father figure. I looked up to this guy because, we even signed like a management contract and we didn't even look at it. And I'm not afraid to say that. I was 20 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, yeah, this is my brother. Like, I don't care about business. I didn't see Deen Squad as a business. I really didn't. I just saw it as like a movement that we're trying to do for the Muslim youth. You see what I'm saying? So for me to so what happened is that I feel like as we started progressing and we started doing shows, we started getting a little bit of finances coming in, right? But always was the one to have the finances on his hands. Like we didn't have access to no bank accounts. We didn't have access to no financial statements, right? We would get paid for a show and
see barely anything from it.
Like, because he would send us like $100, $200, like just fragments, right? So I think when you started noticing that, we were making money at the time. Well, money was coming in. When you started noticing that, that's when you started asking, like, what's going on with the business, the Deen Squad structure with the business. You started asking him for shares in the brand, right? I wasn't asking this. I didn't even know what this concept meant. Wallahi, I had no idea what this meant. Like, what do you mean, like, having shares and ownership? I didn't know. I just thought, like, yo, I am Deen Squad. It's J. Deen, Karter, Zaher, and we just have a manager. This is it. But I didn't know that, okay, this person literally controls everything because he registered everything on his name without giving a single shares. So you started asking him to, can you give us our shares? What's going on? And then you guys just start fighting. Fighting. The first memory that I have of these fights happening was in 2016, where we were with our old friend Ali Murali, and we were staying at his house for about. Do you remember that? It was like July 2016. When we were staying at our friend's house, Ali Murali's house, and we were just all together, and he even gave a big sum of money. I remember
he
that.
gave him 50
like
grand.
50 something grand Canadian.
Because at the time, Ali Murali believed in Deen Squad and wanted to have a percentage in the brand. And he himself was shocked that owns 100% of it.
Yeah.
And even after giving 50 grand to own a small percentage, he got zero. He got nothing.
He got nothing back. I've spoken to Ali Murali. Last year, I actually spoke to him. It was a very great conversation because this situation unfortunately that we've come to this point to go make this podcast go. It's been happening for years. We just reached a point where we can't let this slide anymore. We can't let somebody continue to potentially harm other people within the Muslim community. So I've spoken to Ali about a year ago, and I actually have a conversation recorded with him where he is telling me that when we were all together in at his house, that he used to have conversations with. It would literally tell him things that like he doesn't want to give us shares. He doesn't think that we should get shares, specifically because like I'm too young and I wouldn't understand the business, how to run the business. So there's proof that he never really intended to give us the shares like we expected them, right? Because as we were all together, when I started understanding this concept of okay, equity in the brand and I'm gonna get a percentage, then that's when we would have conversations where he would tell us that he would actually give us the shares. He said he was going to give us shares. He said he was.
And he just kept delaying us. Like every time we bring it up.
Being the naive person that I am, I'm like, yo, you're my bro. I don't even want them. I said, I don't even want the shares. That's what I said. Because again, I didn't care. I didn't know any better at the time. I was super young. I'm still 22, 23 at this time. I don't know anything. So I'm saying, yo, I don't want the shares. But when the fights kept happening, with you two specifically, because I'm just think about this, like I'm literally just watching everything. I'm not initiating it. I'm nothing. I'm just like what the hell's going on? So even imagine till this day,
you were caught in the middle, bro. It was very stressful.
But imagine till this day, I'm still in the middle. Like I'm literally well now it's obviously we're all on one side, but all of this is happening and I did absolutely nothing. Could you imagine that? Karter, I literally have done absolutely nothing.
Advantage of how naive you were.
Exactly. This whole situation to get to this point right now, I did nothing to get here. Wallahi, absolutely nothing. There's nothing that he could actually say about me to do anything. He can't do anything to me. I did nothing, bro. I literally did nothing. I believed in this person. I gave this person my life, and it doesn't matter. No, and here's the thing, and I'm sidetracking, but we'll go back to the main point. The problem is that like everybody, I feel like in terms of the whole fallout and the split, everybody made mistakes. It's fine. Why is that so hard to admit? You know what I'm saying? My mistake was actually siding with him. My mistake was not hold up, what's going on? Okay, my two friends are fighting right now. My closest friends are fighting.
But you did do that. You did, for the longest time, you were actually mediating, trying to figure it out.
That's true.
But he kept going at you. Like, you tell me he'd call you for 3 hours and you were trying to learn Quran. You're trying to learn your Arabic. And he would call you in the morning, 3 hours, drill your ear. Karter is evil. Karter's trying to overtake the brand. Karter is trying to talk about it, bro.
He would literally, every time you guys would fight, and this is not, and I'm talking about like outside of the whole shares fights. Like there's just fights in general that you guys used to always have. You guys really fought all the time. And
we're still fighting. Goodness gracious.
He would call me every day, like almost every day, and just drain my energy, drain me, just talking bad about you the entire time, bro. Literally the entire time he would call me. He would say things like Karter's here to he wants to take my position. He doesn't respect my leadership. He's coming after you, Jay. He sees you as a threat. He sees you as a competition. Wallahi, bro, this is all. Well, I'm saying wallahi, bro. Am I gonna lie about this?
Of course not. And the reason why I believe it.
Am I gonna lie about this?
Is because he would call me and backbite you, bro.
Which is crazy because
he would call me. Yo, Jay Deen he's always studying Arabic, bro. Where's his head at? He's not focused on the brand. He should be working harder. In my head, I'm like, he doesn't have any equity in the brand. He's not secure? You're literally taking it, bro. And he, to manipulate, will speak for 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's like his voice for 2 to 3 hours. He will not let you even get a word in. He just keeps talking and talking and talking.
And one thing that he used to always do, is that he used to forebode. Basically, what that means is that he always used to say things he's saying like, this is gonna happen if you do this. This is gonna happen, and then that's gonna happen, and that's gonna happen. So if you allow Karter to control you, if you listen to him, he's gonna self-destruct, because Karter's a self-destruct. He's a time ticking bomb. So Karter's soon gonna self-destruct, and he's gonna take you down with him, or he wants to start his own brand, and he wants you to work under his brand, and so he can control your entire career. He used to say all these things, bro. He's saying he was basically saying like that you hate me. Like when you look at me, you hate me. You're jealous of me and all these things because of
But publicly, all I would do is say great things about you so that I could tell, so that I could hint to you, yo, Jay, trust me, bro, whatever saying about me,
right.
don't believe it.
Right.
And I swear to God, wallahi, that I feared even talking to you, bro. I was so afraid because that's how much he had control over your mind.
Yeah, no.
I was sincerely afraid to go to you and be like, yo, Jay, bro, we have to get rid of. I was afraid to tell you that, bro, because I feared that you would go to him and be like, you're right. Karter is trying to get rid of you.
Right. Because there was one point where I actually disliked you internally. I disliked you internally. Obviously you were still my friend, and I was but I'm saying in the back of my mind there was always like, let's see
what's Karter up to?
What's Karter up to and stuff like that. Let me see if saying is true. Is Karter really gonna intentionally try to hurt me one day? Does Karter just see me as a competition? Does Karter just see me as a threat and stuff like that? Is Karter just jealous of me and all these things? Like all these things were in the back of my mind.
Yeah,
right?
and
this is happening for years. This is happening. It's just, again, I can talk about this for so long, but just to make this video so long, I'm giving the gist of it. For years, phone call after phone call after phone call. Every time there was like a fight between you guys, always just trying to convince me that he was in the right and you're in the wrong, and basically that your biggest mission was to like overthrow him and take over Deen Squad and kick him out. When the guy has 100% of the freaking business, how can you do that?
Makes no sense.
How can you remove somebody from a business when you own 100%? When he owns 100% of it, makes no sense, bro. It makes absolute no sense.
And we noticed the trust issues kept seeping. Every person we would ever meet. Remember, we met so many people along the lines of in our journey to do business with or to work with, and every single time after a meeting. Trust issues. I don't want to work with this guy.
Right.
This is the reason why I don't want to work with him, because this, that.
Right.
Every single time I'm like, there's a pattern. He doesn't trust anybody. He doesn't trust me. He doesn't trust you. He doesn't trust his own family.
Doesn't trust no one.
How can we work with this guy? That's at that point I'm like, there's no way I could be part of this Deen Squad thing if this guy is in it.
Right.
It made absolutely no sense.
Right.
And towards the end, I gave the ultimatum. That's what happened.
And I think that was the ultimatum. It was right after Singapore.
We were about to go to Singapore. Yeah.
Right. We did a show in Singapore. What happened?
At that point, I remember I said, I'm not going to Singapore unless you settle our security. Like, you need to secure us. Like,
I remember this.
Remember?
And then we had our other friend Sheikh Ibrahim in the middle, and we went to that building.
Yeah, we went to that building.
Yeah,
I was
26 or 7.
26 or 27. At that point, I'm not a kid. I'm like, yo, bro, like, just secure our futures. Like, secure Jay's future. Like, give us something that we could be proud of, and we can put our hearts in.
Which is shares.
Which is the shares.
Shares in the company.
Because I kept explaining this logic of, if you give us a piece of this home that we built, we will never leave that home.
Yeah.
We will never leave a home that we've built. So why don't you just give it to us?
And he would always just make these dumb excuses, bro, of us just like, no, the company's in a lot of debt right now. You guys, let me just take care of it. I don't know. He's like, why is he always asking for shares? It's because he wants to overthrow me. He wants to take me out of the company and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, first of all, how much percentage are we even talking? Because first of all, we initially talked about having 33 when we met with a specific lawyer, which I'm not going to mention his name. Getting 33. We're not even talking about that. We're talking about 5%.
At that point,
10%.
we were so desperate.
Well, I remember you were like, yo, I'll take 10%.
I'm like, bro, just give me 10%. Just give me anything. Like, let me feel secure, bro.
Yeah.
Just give me 10. Just give me anything, please. Like, I was begging him at that point. And he still would say no, bro. It mind boggles. It's just mind boggling. And he, till this day, we don't know what's in those financial statements. We don't know what's in the bank statements yet. We don't know where the money went till this day.
Right.
Because when I spoke to my lawyer, and the lawyer just humbly asked, "Can you show us the bank statements?"
Right.
He would never show them, bro.
Right. And the problem is, it's like, and I remember when we actually had the fallout and stuff, and you would send like a lawyer and stuff like that, emailing him. I remember I'm like, why don't you just show them statements and stuff? because he would say things like, oh, like it could be used against me. They can, like, when they have it on form, they can really analyze it and potentially like take me to court and stuff like that. So he never sent anything because he was always so paranoid. But I'm like, if
he's hiding.
If you were so confident about your position, then send the contract. Because he would also say things like, you know, I'm going to sue Karter for defamation because when you first went public, like, you went off. Like, you went full on smear campaign. He's like, I'm going to do a case of defamation and stuff like that. He's like, Karter's under contract and stuff like that. So I started asking him, where are these contracts? Can you show these contracts? Yeah. I never saw these contracts, bro. This is after the fallout and I'm with him. They don't exist, bro. They don't exist.
There was a 3-year management contract that we signed in 2016, and that was it.
Like, there was something. I don't know what we signed. We signed something. I don't know what we signed. I don't know if it was late.
That's what I wanted to ask. Right. For reference, now that you guys are like much older,
right,
what is the normal case for a manager who is managing an artist or 2 artists? What is the, because people listening to this aren't in the music industry, so they don't know.
Usually a manager takes 20% max. Okay. That's usually what a manager takes, 20%. Like,
take that in.
He owned 100%.
Take that in.
Yeah. You know, and again, the problem, and this is I just wish that I knew more about business growing up, because I feel like he himself was just mixing friendship with business way too much. You see what I'm saying? That was also another issue. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that, like, let's say, for example, like, he would bring personal issues that happened amongst us to justify business decisions, which makes no freaking sense. Which literally makes no freaking sense. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is that it should have been, if we get any money for a show, that me and you, we get our whatever 80% pretty much, technically. He takes his cut. He could do whatever he wants. But for some reason, all the money was just going on to the Deen Squad bank account, whatever, which he was in possession of. And then we would just operate like that. But I feel like that was very unhealthy, because that didn't teach me business, bro. I didn't learn business from Deen Squad. I learned business after Deen Squad. Yeah. I learned how to be a businessman.
He didn't want to
after
teach you
Deen Squad. So all this time when I'm defending him, and I'm going against you because it's like, yo, Karter, like, every time these fights happen about the shares, like, yo, Karter, what are you doing, man? Respect the leader. Respect him. He's it's position. Yeah. We're not businessmen, bro. Let him handle everything. But little did I know, I'm like, bro, like, yeah, no, we should at least have some sort of shares and equity, just so that we have this security, like you're saying, in terms of being positioned in the business. You know what I'm saying? So all these things I didn't know, bro. Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And he would say things. He would say things like, "I'm smarter than you guys." You imagine, like, I just want to give this perspective. He would say that I'm smarter than you guys, and you guys are not good artists. You guys don't even know how to rap and sing.
That's crazy.
I just want people to see that perspective. Like, his motive was always to bring us down, to make himself feel more powerful. Because if he decreased our confidence, then we would be more vulnerable and easier to control, bro.
Yeah.
And I remember losing so much confidence, bro, in myself.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where, like, because I'm a very confident person my whole life, bro.
Yeah.
And then towards, like, the end of Deen Squad, I'm like, I'm losing confidence in myself.
Right.
Because all I hear from my manager are words I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say the words.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say the words because they hurt so much. From a person that you look up to. The person that you look up to is ruining your soul.
And I remember all these moments, bro. Everything you're saying, I remember all these moments. And I remember that as he's, like, bringing you down, you can imagine he's bringing you down. But then to me, he's saying, yo, Jay, you know, you are the brand, right? You are Deen Squad. You are, like, that's why all the songs should start with you. You are the reason why so he's inflating my ego and at the same time saying all these bad things about you. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, so I'm in this group, you know, I have to keep an eye out for Karter, and I know I'm the guy. This was wallahi, this was
and this is normal.
Wallahi.
I'm so proud of you that you're able to see this.
No, it's self accountability. That's like, I'm big on self accountability, bro.
I respect that, bro.
I'm big on self accountability. I know how naive I was, and that doesn't justify anything that I did. That was wrong for me to do. You know what I'm saying? To let so much negativity and so much things that were being said, and to almost just move operatingly. So even right before the split up, bro, I don't know if even I think you might know the story, but Dara might even know the story. There was actually one point where I was going to Toronto to work on my own solo music without Karter even knowing.
I didn't even know this.
Wallahi, I used to go to Toronto to I'm not going to go specific, but we used to go to Toronto to work with a friend of mine. And obviously nobody knows any better, obviously, in the situation. But we used to go to Toronto, and I would actually record solo songs because we're kind of like preparing for like a solo career
with
so he was plotting on getting me out
so
for like
basically
years.
Basically this guy who's 10 years older than you guys saw that one of you was really easy to mold and one was not. So to him, he was like, if I'm going to continue doing this my way, I got to get rid of this guy that knows what I'm up to. This guy that keeps checking me. I have to remove him from the picture. But I can work with this guy because he's naive. He's really young. I can mold him. I can work with that. That's really manipulative. And you know, you guys should give more perspective from a psychological standpoint on what this was all like, because I even remember at some point, just to give the audience good perspective, you had a website, KarterZaher.com. That is your first and last name, .com. And he took ownership of that. So what kind of manager would do something like that? And I think you guys should touch on from a psychological perspective so people understand what you're working with. You're working with someone who was manipulative, someone who had narcissistic tendencies, someone who was older than you by a decade. The reason I keep stressing that is because right now I'm 28, right? You're 31, you're 28. If you were to think of an 18-year-old right now, what can you imagine?
Right. That's messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I didn't think about that.
It really is messed up.
Because
Yeah,
now
sick.
it's crazy because I met when he's like at this age right now, 28, 29. This is when I met him, subhanAllah. And now I'm putting into perspective that I can literally think of an 18-year-old that I know right now and just like be a mentor to this person. And I can probably manipulate them and make them believe certain things and make them act a certain way. It's scary.
And that's what he was doing.
And that's literally what he was doing.
He took my domain he had control over. He made Deen change his Facebook name to Deen Squad. He took the YouTube channel from us.
Let's talk about the YouTube channel.
Which we had ownership of. Right. I remember a young kid had started the channel, right? And he had uploaded our content. And then I hit him up. And he said, hey, bro, this channel has 20, 30,000 subscribers. This is for you. He sent me the channel. And then for the longest time was trying to figure out how to manipulate me to take the channel. And to me, wallah, I was so happy. Here, no, bro, here, no problem, take it. Take it. No problem, bro, here, take it. Change the number, no problem. Have control over it.
Right.
The Instagram account, the Deen Squad Instagram account was a hijabi queen's account.
Yes, I remember that. You built that. I remember that clearly. Wallahi, I remember that clearly.
It had 40, 50,000 followers at the time. And I was building the hijabi queens thing. And then I said, he was manipulating me. And I said, oh, okay, yeah, I'll change it to Deen Squad. He took control of that. And now he claims that he built us. This is the part that kind of like aggravates me. Like, he wants to tell everybody that he is the reason why we are where we are today. If it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for him.
Right. And here's the thing. Like, that's the problem. It's like, I'm mature enough to say everybody put a lot of hard work and effort, but it couldn't have been without each and every single one of us. You know what I'm saying? But he's not the sole reason that I'm Deen today or you're Karter Zaher today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody built their own selves even before Deen Squad came about. You see what I'm saying? And the problem that I had too is that I literally, and like on a psychological point of view, I literally once believed that I could do absolutely nothing without this man. I felt like if this man wasn't my manager anymore, that my career was gonna finish, that I would be a nobody, that nothing was gonna happen.
And he kept telling you that.
And he basically kept drilling
drilled that in
my
your head.
It's like, you know, you guys can't do anything without. I'm just letting you know. I remember there would be times where like he would say like, I'm just not gonna say anything to you guys like for like a week or two. there's no operation.
Yeah, everything is controlled under him.
You remember that? So
Yeah,
imagine,
like guys, don't message me in the morning. Don't do this. I'm doing on this. I'm working on this. So like, it's like everything is under his control.
You know?
Even the dreams, bro. The dreams that he would come and claim, guys, I have this vision, this dream that I see myself on a tree and I see you guys and I'm trying to lead you and then you guys are not listening to me. So you guys end up falling down and hurting yourselves. And he would come with this spiritual manipulation. Wallah, spiritual manipulation.
Yeah.
And we would perceive him as like, maybe he's like a divine figure. And he would try to like make us believe that, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's scary, bro.
It's scary. And I do remember always him saying things about like, yeah, like, I had this dream today and I feel like it's a sign for this, and so we should go about that. Or I had this dream, or I didn't have a dream, so maybe something's happening to me or something like that. Like, these weird conversations.
Very strange
listening
conversations.
to myself speaking right now, and I can't believe this is being recorded. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, people.
Yeah.
Why do I have to come all the way to LA right now and waste and take this time of mine to talk about stuff like that? How messed up is this, bro? Why would I want to lie about this right now? It doesn't make any freaking sense. Because it's so messed up, the things that we had to deal with this guy.
And there's
and I had to always tolerate it. I had to always deal with it. And I was like, don't worry, bro, I got you, man. Don't worry, Carter's never gonna be able to do anything to you. I'm never gonna let him hurt you and stuff like that. And all these
and he would cry a lot.
A lot, man.
Constantly. Every time.
A lot.
like more than like, it's okay to be an emotional person. It's
That's
okay,
not the
yeah.
problem. Just like,
But like it's just like every couple of days there's tears and an extreme amount of emotion getting poured on us. And I'm like, is this normal? Like this, why is a man being so emotional? This guy's supposed to be a leader.
yeah.
What other extreme emotions did you see?
Oh, I mean, extreme anger.
Extreme anger.
And a lot of things that I don't want to talk about, because if we start talking about them, it's really starting to become slandering. So I don't want to talk about specific things.
We're not even trying to, like, at the end of the day, bro, like, this is not slander, bro, because at the end of the day, in terms of what we're saying of like Deen Squad and how everything,
this is all facts. This is all facts. 100%.
This is all factual. Habibi owns the business. He owns Deen. He registered Deen Squad. He had 100% of it. Me and you don't have any shares. He took control of a YouTube channel. You gave him the Instagram. He has the Instagram. Removed you from the Instagram account. What more can I? What am I? Is there anything to misinterpret? Habibi, I don't have shares. I don't have equity in Deen Squad. I don't have equity in it, Habibi. And I kept defending you, saying that, yeah, you know, he's taking control, and he's taking care of all the logistics. The business is in a lot of debt right now, and you know, he's trying to clean it up, and then he's gonna give me shit. I used to say this to everybody, bro. Wallahi, bro, you know who you know who made me wake up, bro? It was one of my female. I have a female friend, right? I'm not gonna get specific on who she is. Female friend, incredible businesswoman, very intelligent. Just I respect her a lot. I was just talking with her, and I just told her the whole story. And I was just like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, we don't have it. Like, he owns 100%, and he like, I don't have any equity, and Carter has no equity. So Carter went public because he didn't give shares, and then she's like, yeah, Carter, your friend's right. And at this time we still weren't really cool at the time. Like, we were still kind of like, oh, whatever, beefing and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I think Carter just did something very wrong. He shouldn't have like went out public like that. And she's like, you know, your friend is right. You don't take a business under your name. That's your guys' name, and you have no equity in it. Your manager is a crook. This is crook. This crook work right now. So like, that was one of the first, because you know what the problem is? I used to tell the story to a lot of people of what's going on, how things were unfolding between all of us and stuff. And not a lot of people, this is why a lot of people are fake, bro. A lot of people are fake. A lot of people, they'll just say, you know, yo, F, sorry.
Yeah, you said F card. It's fine.
Sorry.
You didn't say the F word.
I didn't want to swear on camera.
Yeah.
People are saying like, oh, you know, you're better than Carter. Forget Carter. He's a lame-o. These are all people that are friends and stuff, but they're not actually trying to help me out. They're just trying to like get the
feel your ego. Yeah,
you'll feel my ego. Bro, you're better than KZ. All these things. Forget about him. I'm Team JD and all the way. When I announced the situation, but only very few people, when I told the situation, they're like, okay, but let's talk. Like, did you own any shares? Did you own any equity? How did the money work? Like only few people spoke to me in that manner. You know what I'm saying? So when a few people actually were like, yo, bro, like you had no equity, bro. What are you talking about? How do you not have any equity?
And I want to clarify, this is not even from a financial standpoint. This is more from feeling secure. Because if you build something, you want to feel like you have ownership of it.
Right.
It's just natural.
Absolutely.
So we're not talking about this because, oh, la samahallah, we're greedy and we're trying to, you know, make money off of Deen Squad. And no, we're trying to build a brand for Muslim youth.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with feeling like you have equity in the brand that you're building.
Absolutely.
So that's where the issue.
So that's the problem. And so when I was stupid and young, I would just interpret it as like, Karter just wants to make money from this brand. This is like, oh, he just wants to make money. He doesn't see Deen Squad as a movement for the youth. He just wants to get his security and you know get your bag and stuff like that. Like I didn't see it as like security, just having my place in the brand. It's sort of like more of like a man has an ego. We have like pride. It's like, yo, this is mine. As a man, that feels good to say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just comes from a perspective like that, and I didn't understand any of that, which is sad. But like I said, so after the split up and stuff, you know, again, so it was right before the split up. Again, it's always about the shares and stuff like that. I started realizing, okay, well, now I know I don't have equity and stuff like that. It's like things are just really off and stuff. Me and him are talking. It's just me and him. He's saying things like, yo, let me go 50-50 with you. Like with my earnings. Like any show that I get, any booking get 50-50. So you go from an 80-20 split to 50-50. Like all these things just because of the fact that, you know, I built your career and I built your name and stuff like that. And something that really, really started iffing me a little bit, like this is when I really started like wanting to distance myself, right? It was COVID, like the beginning of COVID. I remember I wanted to start making like an Arabic course. You see what I'm saying? An Arabic course, because I wanted to teach people obviously the Quran, how to read and stuff like that. And he would call me for like 2 hours. Like 2 hours straight talking to me, just trying to drill in my mind why he has to have a cut in this business of
your Arabic course.
In my Arabic course. So the person that I am, I'm just thinking, no, he's just the person who's involved in
my
music affairs, like shows, all these things. Okay, fine. But if I want to start something outside of it, I don't expect to. It's my decision, but don't come at me like I have to do it. Like literally in my mind,
like drilling you over and over.
Hours and hours, right? Even that, and that actually demotivated me to do the course. I didn't do the course because I was so demotivated. I felt drained.
Just drains.
So drained. Even when I wrote a book, bro. I wrote a book. I think we have a copy somewhere here. I wrote a book about my 10-year journey of being a Muslim, my conversion story, all that stuff. Just my personal book. He felt entitled to have part of that as well. Like in terms of equity and a percentage out of that. Why can you explain? I didn't understand why, bro. So these little things, and wallahi, I even have a friend of mine who told me that was complaining to her about, yo, why is Jay not wanting to give me equity or whatever, a number in like his book? I should be able to basically tell Jay to like wake up a little bit. This is my friend. Her name is Abla. Wallah, you know Abla.
Yeah.
You know, Abla, she used to, you know, shout out to Abla. She was really one of the ones who... She made me always think a little bit, you know what I mean? Because she was always on my side and stuff, and like she even disliked you, but like when I started waking up more, she started realizing, okay, maybe Karter wasn't as wrong as I thought he was. You see what I'm saying? So as soon as I just started waking up a little bit more, that gave me. Actually, this is even before I even reached out to you. I don't know if you remember when I reached out to you.
I remember.
A
I was
year after
in Ottawa. Yeah.
So I was always the one. I was the first one out of all three of us to be like, bro, let's. Okay, you know what? Let's you know, talk. Let's put our egos aside. Let's talk. We're brothers in Islam. At the end of the day, we need to figure this stuff out. You see what I'm saying? So I remember doing that. I remember calling you and stuff, and I just remember I'm telling. Like, yo, listen, I'm gonna call Karter. Like, please, let's try to figure this out and stuff. And he would always just again drill in my mind, like, yo, be careful, man. I don't know why you want to do this. I'm just letting you know, if you ever join forces with him ever again, your career's gonna finish. Your career's gonna go down. and already my career, like the views that I'm getting in the new videos are not doing nearly as well as the Deen Squad videos. So you're boosting my ego. It's just like if you meet with Karter, if you join forces, be very careful. All these things. Every time we would try to reach out, I think you had a manager who reached out at the time, or we reached out. Paranoia upon paranoia, just because of like, if I join forces with you again, I'm gonna go down. But that was the tactic to be like, yo. So I remember when we were still talking again, we still weren't 100% cool. I don't know if you remember that. You see what I'm saying? We still weren't 100% cool. But honestly, bro, it took a lot of self-reflection and took a lot of like learning, and I started reading like books, bro. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Eye-opening. When I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, that was like, damn, like I really didn't know anything about money or business in general. I read Think and Grow Rich.
Whoa,
Think and Grow Rich, one of the greatest books of all, probably the greatest self-help book of all time. I read Think and Grow Rich.
And I was reading, I remember, speaking of reading books, I would read books throughout our journey. I would be reading Think and Grow Rich and Influence and all these self-development books because I was at home and I just wanted to learn. I was excited to gain knowledge. And when he found out that I'm reading books, what was his reaction, Jay?
He's like, why is he reading books? He has to be... You're even laughing.
Bruno, you're laughing.
Like, how
this
stupid.
This is a real freaking story.
Wallahi, why should I lie about this? This is
that's just funny. Like why is
It's
he
the
reading books?
dark ages.
Yeah.
Bro, it's
Taking
like...
books from the people.
It's insane.
Yeah,
like the
like he
the
literally
level...
say like he's reading books. You have to be careful because you read The Art of War or something. You read what book is it?
I think Art of War.
That's a book, right? Yeah, The Art of War.
Yeah,
There's The Art of War. He's reading The Art of War. Like, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. Wallahi, it's so sad. Like, how do you...
It's... His level of insecurity was so... I can't even put a word on it. Like,
I wish I read those books.
I truly believe, after the whole split and I had to sit down and reflect on it, I did research and my wife did research on it. We truly believe he's, like, an actual narcissist. Like, a narcissistic person, which I think he should consult. Like, get therapy, get help. Because there's no way a person could navigate through life with this level of insecurity and viewing people as preying on people all the time, thinking you can brainwash them and control them your own way.
Right.
And this is why we're doing this podcast, for no other reason but to show people, be careful of this man.
It's not even like, I just want people to take this as an example of when you start a venture with somebody. You guys, you really have to talk thoroughly before doing anything. People have to know what their positions are. People have to know the percentages. Is it gonna be 50-50? Is it gonna be 30-30? Who's gonna be majority? People need to know these positions and roles before anything, which is what we didn't do, unfortunately, because we were just young and excited. Like, the music business is very easy to manipulate young artists because you use the fame and the clout and the excitement to just get the artist clouded and not think about any of that stuff, right? So it's more of a warning because just a lot of people are shady, man. A lot of people are shady. And again, it just, this whole chapter of my life has just taught me so much. So at the end of the day, we're walking away with this as stronger men, more intelligent, more aware of our surroundings, more aware of business, knowing that if we want to join a venture with somebody, we're not going to make these same mistakes. Personally, bro, I think this has to be a blessing in disguise. Like the whole Deen Squad split and the first time it happened, because where are we standing right now, bro? We're in California. You live here, bro. This is your house. You live right across. I can see the Hollywood sign right now. It's right there. Like, you've grown, bro. You've grown. You developed. You became intelligent. You've matured. You've got married. You know what I'm saying? So all these things that are happening, it's a blessing in disguise. So
Absolutely.
These are things that I want to acknowledge. Again, just to show the audience that mentally where we're standing right now. This is not a video to ruin somebody's life
or gain sympathy.
I don't care about sympathy. I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. I don't want nobody to look and be like, oh, JD, I'm so sorry. Don't even feel sorry for me. We good, bro. We good. Our whole YouTube channel got literally taken away from us. All of our old videos get deleted and swiped away. They're never coming back, guys, unless we can reach out to YouTube and YouTube does some miracles. Those videos, Muslim Man, Allah's Plan, Cover Girl, Halal Lovin, all of the biggest Deen Squad hits that we've done, they're never coming back on that YouTube channel with the
I
millions
feel
of
like
views.
you should pause and let that sink in, because you know this situation just happened a couple days ago. So you guys have been talking about it and letting it marinate, but this is fresh for the audience. Guys, literally this person sat behind their keyboard, clicked all of Deen Squad's work, all of Deen Squad's songs that we all grew up on and helped us get through our tough times, helped us improve our mental health as Muslims in North America, gave us confidence to be ourselves. This person, click, delete, change YouTube profile picture to their own brand, change banner to their own brand, change the name Deen Squad on this YouTube channel with over 650,000 subscribers that they worked hard to get. Change that name to another name. I don't know if you guys are comfortable if I say the name, but took the Deen Squad name off and changed it to another name.
So Unplugged.
And changed it to a name called So Unplugged, and then changed the bio and everything with their own website and started uploading their own videos.
And is preaching business ethics and Muslim ethics.
morals and
which
talking about
is
philosophy.
another thing. I really want to say this because Jay, you just said something, and I want to add to it. Is they're saying this story because you guys should learn from this and be careful. But there's another thing that you guys should be careful about. There's people that are known for a certain role, a certain big role, like a religious role, a spiritual role, whatever, a professor, whatever it is. As kids, a lot of times, just like Jay did, just like Karter did, you look up to those people because you're like, oh, but this person is part of this committee. This person's part of the shura. This person is part of the. Oh my God, of course I'm going to believe every single breath that comes out of their mouth. But that's not the case, guys. They learned it the hard way. I learned it the hard way from another situation. Learn from this. Check people. Observe their behaviors. Sometimes people hold on to these roles so that they can become the puppet masters.
Absolutely. And like we're saying, like we have sat with this person. We've lived with this person. We've traveled with this person side by side.
Yep.
For 7 years.
We know him inside out.
7 years. You think I'm going to waste my time and blabber about this person? Bro, are you serious?
Yeah,
you know
this was your last resort. You didn't even.
This is the last resort.
You didn't even want to do this. I remember.
I don't want to do this. Yeah. I really don't want to do this, bro. Why right before Ramadan, Deen Squad has to always come in my life and affect my life? Right before Ramadan.
Every time.
Right before Ramadan. Yes, people can say, brother, Habibi, have sabr. Allah's testing you. Shaitan's trying to get the best of you. I know these things. I'm not dumb. But I can't allow myself to get disrespected, bro. This is disrespecting our legacy, bro. Disrespecting J. Deen, Karter, Zaher, and Deen Squad as a legacy, and disrespecting our fans, by the way. Disrespecting our fans, disrespecting our audience, disrespecting the parents who depended on Deen Squad for their children to watch this content because there's so much filth on the internet. I think so many people are affected from what's happening right now. You see what I'm saying? And again, right before Ramadan, you delete all of our videos. When our videos are consumed the most during Ramadan. I think that's very intentional, bro. I think that's bro, people are not stupid. I give credit. This person's, he can be intelligent, bro. People who manipulate, people who like to take advantage. These people are intelligent, bro. They have to think 10 steps in advance.
Shaitan is intelligent, bro. He whispers.
Shaitan is very intelligent. He has majority of the world under his hands. So people are intelligent, bro. So I'm not stupid either. Very intentional to take my channel and delete it. And knowing that people will benefit from these videos, and then you start your own Islamic branded podcast right before Ramadan because you think people are gonna have something to watch. You think I'm stupid, man? I was, but I learned, man. I learned, bro. I was so dumb, bro. I was so stupid, bro, when it came to business. You know, and people knew that, and they took advantage of that, bro. You know.
And the truth of the matter is, we tried for the longest time to just get on a call with him. Yeah. Because me and Jay, actually, not even a week ago, before the whole channel got deleted or all our content got deleted.
We spoke with family. We won't say specifically who, but we spoke with people in family.
Just to know that our hearts are in a good place. And we're like, yo, bro, no, we want to take the peaceful route. We don't actually want to, make this public. Let's just figure out actually, there was a conversation about buying back Deen Squad. Believe it or not, guys.
Oh, we didn't even talk about
There was
that,
a
bro.
conversation
Oh my God,
happening on the back end about me and Jay buying back our intellectual property from him.
For how much?
He wanted $100,000 for it. He wanted
We
$100,000.
went down, we
And
negotiated.
we kept negotiating. Then at some point,
There's emails for this too, so we
Yeah.
know we're not BSing.
so at some point he wanted to accept a smaller sum, and we were ready to do the transaction, and he just went ghost.
It's like ransom.
Right.
You want your child
He's
back?
holding
You
a
want your baby
hostage,
back?
Right.
and it felt like at that moment that there is
And deletes the video and took down the videos again because
Yes.
he's done this more than once. He's he took down the videos and privatized them right before Ramadan. Last Ramadan,
Every time.
Wallahi, right before
It's
last
crazy.
Ramadan,
Like Shaitan gets to him before Ramadan.
He privatized all of our videos right before the last Ramadan, right? So this is a reoccurring thing, and
I realized something. Sorry to interrupt you. Is that I realized that he is doing this out of spite and vengeance. It's literally he's sitting down and he's like, how can I bring these guys down? He's just pondering on how can I.
Can I say something? Because I want to really drill that home for the audience. So again, you're talking to people that are not in the music industry. You've had another manager since then.
Mm-hmm.
You ended up parting ways with this manager for whatever reason. How does that work when an artist wants to part ways with the manager? How does it work on a professional level?
It's usually, I mean, it's all based on agreements and contracts, but essentially it's very amicable. You know, if you have a good relationship with your manager, it's like, oh bro, it didn't work out, and you just part ways.
You part ways. You keep your own work.
You keep your
You
own
keep
work.
your own
and-
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You keep your own social media platforms.
yeah.
Simply, you continue with your journey minus this person who has been managing you. That is it.
But the only issue is that our former manager he registered the name Deen Squad
Behind your
So
back.
basically, we can't do anything about. We can't separate
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And that's the thing. Like this whole conversation, we're acknowledging who the CEO of Deen Squad is, who owns Deen Squad. I'm not afraid to say who. I don't want it anymore. I don't give a crap. I really don't want it.
yeah.
And the fact that we were talking about giving him money to buy him out means that we acknowledge him as the CEO of Deen Squad. Oh, mashallah, right? So he can say, the only response that he can say about all of the,
I own
say,
100%.
I own the brand.
I own it. I own it. That's
I
all
own
he
the
says.
brand, and I can.
But I have a question.
Yeah.
He's the CEO, but after you guys stepped away from this portrait,
He's the CEO of nothing.
what
It's nothing.
happened?
He's
Is
the
the brand
CEO
still
of
active?
nothing. It's an
It's-
inactive brand.
it's
He
inactive.
can't do anything without us. We are the heart.
Exactly.
We are the heart. We are the blood. we are the veins. Right?
So even though you say that you can acknowledge that he's a CEO, in
paper.
factually, it's only on paper.
Yeah.
And that happened behind your backs. That happened through manipulation. So he's CEO only as far as the government's concerned. But in actuality, you guys.
Of course,
it's your work.
and
You guys
everybody
are the
knows
CEOs
that.
of
No,
that.
no, everybody knows that. Like we are Deen Squad. Like there's no Deen Squad without Karter. There's no Deen Squad without Jay. There can be a Deen Squad without him. That's just a fact.
Absolutely.
Wallahi.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not gonna.
and
We're
he used
still.
to-
We can still do shows, bro. We can still perform and stuff. Without him, nobody's gonna ask where is this? Where is he? Nobody's gonna ask that. But we're so respectful enough to say that he was part of the success and he was part of the reason why that we all came together. Nobody's disagreeing with this, bro. He put in money. He borrowed money from friends and family. You did the same thing. You borrowed money from friends and family or whatever family. You guys both invested into this project. Nobody's saying that. No, and if he wants to get money, and which we wanted to give him money because we acknowledge that he put in the work. We acknowledge it. So I'm just saying this so the audience knows that, yo, Jaden isn't just like, yo, he's just trying to badmouth somebody. I'm acknowledging the guy's hard work. I'm acknowledging what he's done. But you still do not take 100%. You still don't delay for years saying that I'm going to give you guys the shares for years upon years upon years, and you never end up giving up shares. And then when I find out the excuses that he used to make of not giving us the shares, like the brand is in debt. It's a mess right now. Oh, when I have meetings with people, if the people find out that the artists have a lot of shares in the brand, the investors are going to want to turn away.
Look at these lies that he would create.
Investors like to have some sort of control. They don't want the artist to control.
Lies.
It's just
lies.
these stupid things, bro.
Lie after
these
lie.
Stupid excuses. And I only found this out when I started telling other people this, like, who are business minded. You see what I'm saying? So the only excuse that he has to defend himself is, I own this brand. They allowed me to control this. As a stupid 21-year-old, yeah, I did, bro. I did. So you unethically handle this entire situation. Show your papers. Show your damn actually, I would love to see contracts. Maybe, I don't know. But show your damn papers. But that will never take away from the fact that you still took advantage of an entire brand. You took control of a YouTube channel, of an Instagram page, of everything, and you just throw us to the side. You throw Karter to the side, actually. That's what happened. He threw you to the side. And he always had intentions of doing that. He always wanted to say, I don't want to work with Karter anymore. I want to separate from him.
Yeah.
He has to get wallahi, bro, he's been saying this, bro.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like, even after we have the conversation of, hey, you know what? Here's your haq. Here's money because you were part of building this brand. We're acknowledging your hard work. Here is a sum that's going to make you happy, satisfy you. Even at that point, still does not want to give it back.
And I'll tell you why, bro. It's not about the money. It's not about the money, bro.
It's personal.
It's personal. I can tell you he hates you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He doesn't hate me. You can't hate me, bro. You can't hate me, bro. You can't hate me, bro. Wallahi, you can't hate me, bro. You know that. What the hell did I do to you? What did I ever do to you, bro? I did nothing to you. I listened to you. I was respectful to you. I even went against Karter listening to you, bro. So don't even come at me. You hated this guy. I don't know if you still do.
And wallahi, why did you hate me? What did I even do to you? Like I've never even done anything to him for him to even hate me.
Everything that he said that you're gonna do to me, he did, bro. He just did it. He just self-destructed, bro. He literally just took the bomb and that's it. You can't recover from this, bro. You can't recover from deleting all of our videos. We don't want the channel back, bro. We don't want it back. I don't want it. You can, whatever you want to do, your soul unplugged. You do it. Do it. Enjoy the 50 minutes of fame that you're gonna. It's not even fame, bro. People don't care. This is a better podcast. There's so many better podcasts that people can watch. But for you to just delete everything and take everything out because you think you own it and you can take advantage. That's just wrong, bro. No, if anybody tells me that is an ethical thing to do, that person is insane. You see what I'm saying? It's just absolute nonsense, bro. And now people are gonna see this on the internet. They're gonna see me. I'm upset, bro. I'm not gonna act like I'm 100% okay with it. I'm just upset of the fact that things had to come to this level. I'm not upset about the channel. I'm not upset about the videos. I don't because at the end of the day, me and you have been good without Deen Squad and that channel for 3 years now. We've been good, bro. So I'm not stressed about that. I'm just upset about how low and how our legacy just had to end like that. That is the only reason why I'm sad. Because after this podcast, you're gonna move on. I'm gonna move on. We're gonna still make music every now and then. You're gonna make your own music. I'm gonna make my own music. You're gonna have your business. We have our lives figured out, bro. Our lives are figured out. And we've been good ever since we stopped working with this man. I've been good, bro. I've been good.
You've blossomed incredibly
bro.
After. Like
I've
incredibly.
blossomed. Bro, my new manager is 24 years old, bro. He's 24. Bro, he gets me my deals. He answers my emails.
He's honest. He's respectful.
He's respectful. He gets a big chunk of money. He gets 20%. Sometimes I give him 30%. You know that? Sometimes I give him 30% because he works his ass off to make a good deal. And I want to keep him motivated. I want to keep him excited to work with me.
Beautiful.
So I'm not here about greed. I'm not here about controlling everybody. No. I want my team to eat. I want my team to live good. Now
absolutely.
I'm a businessman now myself, so I want my team to live good. But this person wasn't doing that, bro, when we were together, bro. And at the end of the day, you know, I can obviously still acknowledge we had fun memories. We had fun together. We traveled the world together. That's fine. I can acknowledge all that. But at the end of the day, bro, if a ship falls down, if a ship sinks, if any empire crumbles down, the leader's responsible, bro.
Oh, of course.
The leader's responsible. Being a leader is not an easy thing, bro. You know what a quality of a leader is? Is actually not wanting to be a leader.
Wow.
You know that, right?
Wow.
The Prophet ﷺ didn't wake up. The
I actually got shivers
The
from
Prophet
that, bro.
ﷺ didn't wake up saying, I'm going to be a prophet at the age of 40, bro. You understand that? He didn't say he wants to be a... He was scared.
People,
When he got the revelation, ﷺ, the first revelation, who did he run to? Khadija. He said, I don't know what to do. I'm up. The Prophet ﷺ is scared, bro.
Yeah.
He doesn't want it. He doesn't know the magnitude of, like, he knows the magnitude of being a prophet, a leader, you know? So the quality of being a real leader is actually not actually, it's contemplating not even taking the position, bro. SubhanAllah.
Wow.
SubhanAllah, bro. So for someone to always drill in your mind that I'm the leader, I'm this, I'm that, you have to listen to me, you have to do this, bro, that is very unhealthy, bro. So if anything falls apart, you owned 100% of it. So why should I be the blame? Why should Karter be the blame? Yeah, Karter went public 3 years ago. You came after him.
I had no choice to go public.
You came
and
after
I contemplated
him.
on
And
that.
you came after me as well because I was siding with him, and I respect that. Of course, call it out. You call it out. The guy owns 100%, bro. Imagine this is okay. Imagine I live in this. Let's another example. I live in this house right now. We're all living in this house, and I just own the house. But you live here.
We built it together.
You built it. We built it, and I just own it. It makes no sense. You know, it's sort of like, and it's even sort of like when, like, a husband and wife get married, and like they kind of like, the husband just kind of like has the house under his name. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes, like, if the house is only under one name, if the couple separates, then only the husband gets the house. So it's sort of like the same concept. There's no security if the wife doesn't have part of that house as well. You see what I'm saying? So that's the same situation. We went through a fallout. We went through a problem. The guy owned 100% of it. So he just kept everything. And he can't even do anything without us. He can't, bro. And you know why? You know why this whole situation, how I know this whole situation is wrong about taking the channel, privatizing all the videos and stuff like that, is because me and him did that. Me and him did that when we first split in 2019. When Deen Squad split up, he said, let's do Deen Stars. We're going to do Deen Stars. We're going to make a whole new record label. We're going to get all these artists involved, all these collaborators and stuff. We're going to just create a whole new rebranding of it. And the whole purpose of Deen Stars was so that you could potentially not get in court and sue him and stuff like that. It's a whole new identity. It's a whole new entity that we can go.
Oh, this guy, man. These
I remember
decisions
clearly.
are so bad
I
decisions.
remember clearly. And another point is that, again, remember there was a PR post from the Deen Squad page saying that Karter Zaher has stepped out of Deen Squad.
That's why I went public.
We did that before. I
saw that, and then I
remember like, bro, I don't know if you want to do this, but like you're making a very big statement. And we said that now it's called Deen Stars and stuff like that. But we basically said Karter has walked away from Deen Squad.
So, he lied.
So it's a lie. It was literally a lie. So, and it's just like, it's just all these things, bro. And it sucks that it's coming from my mouth because, again, I was part of all of this. I have no reason to make up stories. I literally saw everything inside out.
You have the courage to say the truth. And I think people need to see the truth about how this whole thing happened. Because ultimately, bro, khalas, we don't even want the brand back.
I don't want it.
It's like,
keep it. I don't care.
And the reason why we don't want the brand back is because we feel like it's been like 6-7 years of constant fights about the brand. Like it's like we're fighting about something, and then it's I mean, even probably publicly, the name Deen Squad, I don't even know how people feel about it anymore because of how much damage has been done. So I feel like he abused it. He abused the name Deen Squad. I feel like it doesn't even have the innocent, the innocent meaning to it anymore, because it started with innocence. It started because we actually wanted to build this as a brand for Muslim youth. And then now, based on all the contamination and fights and spiritual manipulation, and I've become turned off by like even having the brand back, bro. Like it's crazy. And now he deletes everything, and I'm like, why are we trying to, revive a dead horse?
Right.
Why are we trying to do that? Like
Right.
it's dead.
Right. No, there's
You know what I mean?
And the fact that the videos are deleted, there's no reason to fight back for. Like the only way that these videos can come back is if YouTube actually like does some miracles, but he still has to give the channel back to us, which he's not gonna freaking do, bro.
No, he's not.
I don't think he will, and I don't care if he does or not. But all I know is that this podcast that he's gonna do is gonna fail. It's not gonna succeed. It's the foundation. It's not based on barakah. Do you understand?
Yeah, exactly,
it's not
bro.
based on
Exactly.
barakah. It's based on pettiness.
Wallahi.
It's based on theft of our hard work, bro. It's based on that. It doesn't work like that. You think Allah allows stuff like that to happen, bro? And this video is gonna stay on the internet, bro. This video is gonna stay on the internet because people need to understand what we went through. I'm not gonna let somebody do that to me and not let people know that who the person is who's doing these things. I'm not gonna let it slide, bro. I'm not gonna let it slide. I pray for this person. I pray to Allah that He guides his heart, bro, to actually just admit his shortcomings, because he's the only person in this whole situation who just keeps victimizing himself. Keeps victimizing. 10 years older than me, bro. You're 10 years older than me, and you're playing the most victim in the entire situation. I've admitted my faults. Karter's admitted his faults. Me and Karter made up. We made peace, but you're still... This situation is only happening because he's allowing it to happen. That's the reason why. He's the sole reason why this is happening. He can just decide to call me. We called family to say, yo, we want to talk to Sammy. We called him, the family, and we said, Sammy can call whenever. Let's talk it out before we just go all out. Before we make this video. You don't call me, bro. How old are you?
Yeah, he's hiding, bro.
How old are you?
He's hiding from the truth. He doesn't want to confront it.
Like, I can't believe somebody who's almost 40 years old is behaving like this, bro. It makes no sense.
It's far from leadership, bro. And
You know,
everything that everything that he preaches in his podcast or in his videos is the opposite of what he actually is, and that's the ultimate truth.
And one thing that really started messing me up too was like when me and you started kind of talking again and like, trying to figure things out. When I used to start talking to him about the whole situation, he's like, "You're not recording this, are you?" I'm like, "What the hell do you mean recording you?"
So he even started losing trust in you.
Of course.
Trust issues about you.
Yeah.
J. Deen, do you guys know how innocent J. Deen is?
Yeah.
This is like, oh my God, bro. To even think that you would record his conversation is insane.
Why would I record his conversations, bro? It makes no sense. I'm just here to solve the issue, bro. Because it came to a point, I was like, yo, let's just solve it as brothers, man. Like, I really came to that point, bro. Let's solve it as brothers. I'm tired of every Ramadan, bro. For the past 3-4 Ramadans, I've been just dealing with this issue. Wallahi, it makes no sense, bro. I just want to feel free from this. The reason why the reason why I'm doing this video is that after this, I can finally just khalas.
Yeah, this is therapy for you too and for me. And I feel like everybody needs to understand. Every fan needs to see the story, and I'm glad that we came together to do it, bro. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Because I feel like we're not gonna obviously talk about certain things
the thing is, we can talk about this guy
all day, forever.
We can talk about
can talk about the fights and the actual time that he held a chair against you and threatened to freaking hit you with the chair, and the time that he threw a phone at my face and bruised me, and the times that he gets so angry that we can talk about all that stuff, and you know what I mean. It'll be 100,000 stories, but that's not the point of this podcast.
There's a lot that I can say. Like, there's a lot we can say about each other, but he can't say anything about me. He can't say anything about you. He can't. If there's anything he can say about me,
there's nothing.
There's nothing. Please warn the Muslim community about how insincere J. Deen is.
Yeah.
Please, I'm waiting for it. I'll actually apologize, and but you can't. I'm just saying what I've saw for the past 7-8 years in terms of the business, in terms of how things went about. You see what I'm saying? So I don't need to be immature and turn this into a whole like circus show and start exposing everybody's sins. I'm not here to expose anybody's sins, but I'm here to expose the way somebody does business, who is still profiting from the Muslim community based on our old relationship. So I'm here to let everybody know I'm not cool with this person. I don't work with this person, and I don't recommend you working with this person. They say there's 3 ways to know somebody. is traveling with them, living with them, and doing business with them. I've done this with this person for 7 years. So please take my word for it. Please take my word that don't work with this person because of how he treated us and how he allowed Deen Squad to fall under the ground. It's solely this person's fault because he so wanted to be the CEO, the leader, the one who owns 100% of the shares. That is the only person who's responsible for the downfall. Not because Karter wanted shares from you. Not because I was so naive and stupid. No, because you as a CEO did not handle it properly, bro. And that's the reality, bro. You want to be a leader, you take the responsibility for a leader and you own up to your actions as well. So if you're a leader, I'm going to be allowed to call you out on your actions. And there's no argument about that. No argument.
And I want to say, to conclude, I know that, there's a lot of fans that are watching, a lot of Deen Squad older fans that are tapping into this. And, maybe a lot of people are upset about the fact that the Deen Squad videos are down and everything that we work hard for has been taken away from us. But the truth is, I actually want you guys to be happy because I am actually happy and Jay is in a better place now. And the reason why I say that is because...
I'm so sorry to cut you off. We didn't even talk about how broke we were, bro.
Oh, yeah. during the Deen Squad days, we weren't even getting paid.
We didn't talk about how broke we were during the Deen Squad days, bro. And the thing is, I don't even think it's that relevant to talk about because it just gets like a little personal. It's a little too like documentary. But yeah, we were struggling, bro.
We were struggling, and people used to think that me and you were making money, and you had a broken phone. I remember.
I had a broken phone. I didn't have a phone line for 2 years, bro.
And I remember I used to always invite you over to come eat. You know what I mean? Come over and you pay for your food or whatever it is because you were struggling.
Yeah. But to paint the full picture, Deen Squad was making money from shows.
Yeah, he was controlling everything.
Deen Squad was earning an income.
Right.
It's just that income was not handed, even in percentages, to the artists that were literally the whole brand.
So one thing I'm going to say, just so people think we're not trying to badmouth, I'm not going to say that I don't believe that the person stole money. I don't believe that he took all of our money to benefit himself. I don't know. I'm not going to accuse him.
Okay.
But the fact that, again, he had control of everything and he had the bank accounts and everything. I couldn't just look into it whenever I wanted or anything like that, be curious. We still paid for music videos. We still paid for studio time. That's fine. That's not the issue. But I'm just going to keep reiterating. The whole issue is that you don't start a business based off of the hard work of the artist and the faces of the artist, and you own 100% and you're not giving them a percentage of it. I'm always going to get back to that point. I don't care whether he stole money or not. That's up to him and Allah. I don't care. If he did that, he can sleep on that.
Yeah.
He has to go to sleep with that. But what I do know is that a leader is the one who's responsible if a whole empire has to fall apart. It's the leader 100%.
So now that this empire, I'm not going to say that, maybe the Deen Squad brand itself, inshallah, will live on, because I genuinely feel like what we built and the music and the content that we created is sincere and inshallah will be timeless for the fans. But let's just say, guys, that we never get Deen Squad back. Let's just say the channel is gone, the videos are gone. The reason why I am happy, to be honest, is because the brotherhood that me and Jay had is now rekindled, and we still are working on building even stronger now together, because now we've addressed the truth. For the longest time, there was like a wall in between our brotherhood, because he built that wall between us, and now we shattered that wall, and now it's like, okay, Bismillah, at the end of the day, money's money and money comes and goes, but brotherhood itself, that is priceless. That is the priceless thing. And now we actually have that back, and we're working on it. So to me, that's why I'm happy, because his decisions of being so crooked is what allowed us to see the truth, fight, whatever. But now we actually are back together. And to me, that's the best moment, to be honest.
No, I think
it makes it all worthwhile.
I think as long as we have a brotherhood and a friendship, that's what the fans want the most.
Exactly.
And that's why the fans don't actually care about whether we make music or not. I'm sure a lot of people do, obviously, but the most important thing is the fact that we're just friends again, that we're just cool, that we're able to sit next to each other, and that's the most important thing for me as well. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we just we don't let nobody come in between us,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what happened, bro. Somebody came in between us. I have clear memory of the person saying, if you start, like, when we were splitting up, if you go to this guy, you talk to this guy, I'm gonna stop working with you, threatening me to leave my side if I just start talking to you, and like just seeing how you're doing. Like,
just so people know how much I loved Jay Deen at the time, and I still love him, but I literally told Jay, wallahi, I will take a bullet for you. And I would, wallahi, bro, I believed at the time that if someone ever messed with you, I would take a bullet for you. And I wanted you even to marry my niece, bro.
yeah,
I wanted
why are
Jay
you bringing that up, bro?
I just wanted to say that's how much. But I wanted people, because he
you
saw.
bringing that up, bro? Calm down.
It's
the truth.
It's good reference.
I want because he saw how much I loved you and how much I wanted to like build our brotherhood,
Right.
and it bothered him, bro. I
Right.
wanted you in my
Right.
family.
Man,
You know what I mean?
There's
Like
so much I want to talk. I can just say, but that's just me being immature at that point. You know what I'm saying? The whole just about who this person is and how much he's hurt you and how much he's drained me. Like, I'm gonna say that he hurt you a lot, but he drained me.
yeah, he trained the crap out of
So
you.
I'm not walking around with as much trauma as you are in this situation. I'm definitely, I'm just drained. And when I think about it, I'm like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? And again, a lot of people always did try to hint out to me about who he is and like, yo, like, are you sure and stuff like that. Again, and people would just look at me like I'm very stupid, and then I had to like catch on that and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, I'm not the type of person to do this type of things to publicly call out people and stuff, but you don't disrespect me, bro. Don't disrespect me. I'm not the same Jay that used to smile all the time, be naive and stupid. I don't. It's hard for me to trust people now. Unfortunately, I've been very hurt. Even outside of this situation, bro, I've just gone through a lot of situations in my life where I've just realized the true psychology of human beings. I just came back from a whole different culture, world, like Turkey, living there. Like I'm on a whole different level right now, right? So yeah, nobody in disrespecting me, bro. Just you want to delete my channel, you want to delete my legacy. I'm gonna make sure the community knows exactly who you are, and inshallah you wake up, but you're not just gonna walk around, you know, without people knowing who you are. And that's it.
And by the way, that what Jay just said is actually something that I wish we pulled up the hadith, but there's a hadith about that you're in situations like this, you're not backbiting and you almost have an obligation. It's like, I don't want to use the word warning, but you have to let people know if you've had such a horrible experience with someone on an ethical level. You have to let people know.
Yeah, absolutely. No, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, no, this is definitely, I feel like this is a duty for me.
Yeah, but justice prevails at the end of the day, and I firmly believe it. And I'm glad that you didn't step out of your character and you know, not be yourself in this podcast. You know, you stayed true to who you are,
100%.
and that's important, bro. You know what I mean? You marinate, you let this whole thing marinate, and you let it sit before you even said, let's do the podcast.
Right.
And that's important because you're not being reactive. You know, you're not reacting.
Yeah,
and
because I
saying
could have done
because
this.
you're hurt.
We could have done this.
You
podcast.
actually, you're fasting today too, bro.
Yeah,
so like,
I have a headache right now.
yeah. So even like just these decisions that you make, bro, like, you know, your heart is in a good place. You're not coming here trying to bring down the guy so he's not gonna come out and say, oh, this is defamation.
Yeah.
If you want to get lawyers involved, bro, you could take that route. Trust me, like it'll be all day at the end of the day. But you know, I mean, we just want to wrap this thing up, and you want to take the channel, take it. It's yours. Bismillah. Me and Jay have moved on from Deen Squad, and it's sad to say, you know, we wanted to continue the legacy, but I think at this point we're just gonna create music together, collaborate as Karter, Zaher, Jay Deen.
Yeah.
He has his own YouTube channel. I have my own YouTube channel. And he's going to upload on his channel. I'm going to upload on mine. And if, inshallah, you guys can support us on our journeys, bismillah, we'd love to bring that energy back.
Definitely.
And I think that's honestly the takeaway, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what else I want to say. If I keep going, then I might just, you know, there's so many things I can say, but it's not necessary.
I think you guys both addressed directly. So I think I want to do the same as someone who was a former hardcore Deen Squad fan, and I say former because I'm your wife now, but I was and still am a hardcore Deen Squad fan. So if you are watching this, do what is ethically right. You're a father now. You have a daughter that you're raising in North America. What do you want this daughter to grow up listening to? And you know where their hearts have been the entire time. You know what you have done. You're in your 40s now, mashallah. May Allah grant you guidance and health. But when it comes to this, maybe they have the strength to say, you can keep the Deen Squad channel, but the fans don't agree with that. You should do what's right. You should do what's ethical. You should not hold on to something that you know wholeheartedly. Deep down, when you go to sleep at night, it does not belong to you. You know that. Give it back to its rightful owners and ask Allah to bless you in your future endeavors. Do your podcast, but do it right. Build it foundationally your own way. They could say keep it, but the fans don't say keep it. The fans say do what's ethically right and give it back.
Wow. Anything you want to say directly to our former manager?
No, I already looked at the camera. If you want to mess with me, dog, we'll take it.
No, man, that's not who you are, man. You're better than
No,
that.
no, no. Honestly, there's just like you said, there's trauma, bro.
There's trauma.
There's trauma, and I cannot forget the things that he said to me. And there's a lot of things that he said that even resurfaced to my brain today, bro.
Yeah.
They resurfaced to my brain, and I'm deeply hurt by the things that he said.
Are you still hurt?
Not like every day hurt, but whenever like I think about what he's done, you'll see me be like, oh, you know, it'll hit me again. Have I forgiven him?
It's okay to say you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And truthfully, bro, I try to forgive him. I genuinely try to make the conscious effort to be like, you know what, because forgiving him is not for him, it's for me. I need to let go of what he's done to us.
Yeah.
But it's one of the, I want to say actually the biggest challenge that I have in my life is letting go of what he's done.
It's hard.
It's very tough, bro.
It's not.
It's really tough.
These are not average people's problems. This is like very like up here, right?
Yeah, and based on the fact that I know that he hates me, like I know that he wishes bad upon me, that makes me feel like, how can I forgive someone who wants to see me fail, that purposely did everything in his power to leave me to rot, bro? When he left me in Ottawa and went to Toronto and took everything and said, peace, you're out, and made a public statement that Karter left Deen Squad. Yeah. And I had no money, bro. I had nothing.
Yeah, you were broke.
I was broke, bro. Super broke. All I had was my family and my wife. And if it wasn't for my wife and my family, bro, I would be useless, to be honest. So leaving me to rot, knowing that you are destroying my life and going through with that, bro. It's hatred, it's vengeance, it's anger,
I don't know.
And it's hard, bro. It's hard for me to be like, I could forgive this guy. And that might be like something that I have to work on for like, I don't know, for the rest of my life, bro, to figure out how I could
I just know that if you forgive and you just learn to move on, like internally, right? Internally, you'll feel a lot better. You'll know that Allah will bless you even more. That's one thing. I know that Allah truly blesses people who are able to forgive people. So I've made it a rule upon myself actually to always accept any sincere apology. I know when an apology is sincere, or if I know if it's BS. I know. But if you have done me wrong in any sort of way, if you can come up to me or send me a message or call me or something, and you can sincerely say that you're sorry, and you say sorry for what? Like they're saying, I'm sorry for what I've done. I hope you can forgive me. If somebody has the strength, because it's not easy to do something like that, right? It's really not. I did that to you. I say, yo, I'm sorry for what I did, bro. Like I was just blindly following Sammy's side. I wasn't really internally reflecting upon myself. That was the mistake that I did in this situation. I was able to, you know, come up to you and apologize to you, and I felt better upon that. Was for myself. I felt good about myself because I grew from that situation. So if you're able to forgive somebody, you're just gonna feel at peace. You're probably gonna realize more successes in your life.
Yeah, and wallah, I think that was the reason why I wanted to talk to him. I wanted us get on a call with him, talk to him,
because you know what the problem is.
I wanted, you know,
he hasn't. I haven't spoken to him in 2 years, almost 2 years now.
Wow.
Maybe a little less than that, maybe like a year and a half, like in terms of like
talk, yeah.
You know what I mean? But he hasn't spoken to you for, God,
Yeah, like
God knows.
since
I know
then,
there was
3
that
years.
one conversation with his brothers with like the,
Yeah, but that was not me.
but
Him
that
talking.
was like no,
yeah.
but I'm talking like a whole heart to heart. So this is his only opportunity to see where our hearts are at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm letting everybody know that I have no room to hate anybody, bro. I can't hate on somebody. I can't wish bad upon somebody because that's just gonna slow me down. I'm learning languages for like a living right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna start teaching people. I'm gonna take my whole career into my language journey. So I have to always be in a very strong mental state of mind.
Yeah.
Because I can't let nobody distract me. So I can't have time to hate on people, bro.
Subhanallah.
So I don't hate the guy. I don't want to wish bad upon him. But like I said, because of what he's done, I have no choice. We have no choice but to release this podcast video and let the world decide for themselves. If people still want to work with the guy, go ahead. That's I'm just telling you what I have dealt with for the past what I've dealt with for 7 years in this situation that he's the culprit of. I'm letting the audience know. It's your decision. If you ask me would I work with him? No, I'm going to tell you no, don't work with him because I've the biggest.
If you do that, listen, J. Deen is one of the most innocent souls I've ever met in my life.
Right.
If you could take advantage and screw this guy over, like you cannot work with any, like you don't deserve to work with anybody. I'm sorry to say.
What have I done to anybody?
You know, you don't, like, Jay has never hurt a soul from what I've seen. He hasn't hurt a soul. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate that he had to hurt me because of him. Jay, the only reason why he hurt me is because of him. You know what I mean? But other than that, Jay will never hurt a single soul.
Yeah,
so,
like, you know, so
if he hurt Jay, then
so again,
he's gonna hurt anybody.
Again, so I'm recommending to people, yeah, I don't recommend you work with him. And you know, bro, if you just call me and you just tell me that you're sorry, then this whole situation's finished. You can still keep the channel. You can still do whatever the hell you want to do, but just be a man, bro. Be CEO. Give me that CEO energy. You know what real CEOs do? You know what real leaders do? They apologize, bro. Bro, I went on a charity trip before LA from Kenya, and I was actually the leader of the group, of the influencer group, and a fallout happened in the group. There was actually a fallout in the charity trip between some of the influencers, right? So one of the influencers, she came up to me. There was a very, very bad situation that happened, like that everybody just got really angry about. And then she basically said, "Can I talk to you?" Right? "Can I talk to you?" I was so angry that I was like, "Yo, not right now. I don't want to talk to you right now. Please leave." Like I basically said something along the line. I was like, "Yo, we can talk about it later. Let's not talk about it right now." I shouldn't have reacted like that to her. I shouldn't have shut her down like that. Because I'm the leader of the group. It doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I still have a responsibility to say, okay, somebody on my team is very upset. No matter how I feel, how upset I am, I still have to put my pride down and I have to give her her moment. I have to give her her moment so I can hear what she has to say. So, and again, there was a whole emotion going on. This is not just about me. It was like about most of the people in the group. So there was like tears and like fighting involved. And I just said, I am wrong. I'm sorry. I said, I'm so sorry for shutting you down like that. I'm so sorry that, you know, I'm the leader of this group and I shouldn't have showed that. No matter what mental state I was in, no matter what emotion I was experiencing, I'm the leader. I have to say, is everything okay? Let's talk. Or maybe I could have at least said, give me just 5 minutes, please. Let me calm down and talk to you. But I just said, no, we're not talking at all. That's what I said. So I abused my power at that moment.
And you acknowledged
it. And you know what she said to me, bro? She's like, I have more respect for you than I ever did.
Wow.
Because you acknowledge that you made a mistake.
There you go, man.
Just acknowledge that you made a mistake, my guy. That's all I want from him now. That's all I want from our former manager. Just, you want to send an email, you want to call me, you want to organize a meeting, just sit down and tell me where you went wrong and acknowledge that you're wrong. You have to acknowledge that you're wrong and tell me what you did. You're good, man. You're good. I still forgive the person even if they haven't done that because this situation is draining me so much. But if you were to do that, I would actually have some respect for them. I would have some respect for you. So until this day,
you never will though.
Until this day, I forgive the person, but I have zero respect, bro. I have zero respect for you, bro. I'm just letting you know right now. Zero respect. Zero. And that's it.
Whew, there's a lot of emotion here, guys, and I know that we rambled on for a long time, but essentially, I think this is therapy for me, for Jay, and for my wife as well, who has been facing this whole thing with me on this whole crazy journey. But I'm glad that we spoke, bro. I'm glad that we let everything out. And please, guys, you know, support us on our journey without Deen Squad. I mean, that's really all it is that we ask for. You know what I mean? Inshallah, we're gonna be working together, making music and building the community together again, inshallah.